Hi, I'm Vera Blue and I am here chatting with Milky. I think my artistry has evolved in a way that I feel like I've developed more comfort in talking about different things in my life, whether I'm talking about mental health or talking about finding new love. So I guess perennial, I was talking about more things like healing from a broken heart. So I think I've found more of a confidence to talk about things that I found quite uncomfortable. And also just working with the same guys, Andy and Tom, I feel like we've evolved as a team and we're making music that we're super proud of and we're experimenting. And yeah, we're just having the best fun. There's a bunch of themes on Mercurial that definitely came from things that I was going through in my life, things that were challenging, things like mental health. I have a bunch of songs that are about kind of like wanting to unleash those emotions or trying to understand what I was going through, because that was the toughest thing about when I was diagnosed with anxiety and depression. I was not sure and I couldn't accept it. So I think throughout the process of the album, I developed a sense of understanding and acceptance with who I was and what I was going through and coping with those emotions. And also, like, I was experiencing love again for the first time after having a broken heart and developing a sense of understanding of those feelings as well. It was like explosive and magical, and there's all these different emotions that I was dealing with. So yeah, it's a very colourful record about multiple things. So very Mercurial. Crafting the sonic realm for this album was something that just happened naturally, I think, over time. Working with Andy and Tom, we like to push the boundaries and find new sounds, and also like finding production elements that are on par with what the song is about, whatever emotion it is. So there's songs like Lethal or songs like Feel Better are about something that's kind of very driven and excitable and a little bit kind of like, there's a bit of an angry vibe in there as well, kind of like you're just bursting at the seams. And then there's songs like Heart Still Works and Trustful, where we've really lent into those 80s elements with the 80s synths and just those euphoric moments as well. Building the visual identity of the record is super important. You kind of want to create like a complete visual or a complete kind of like, yeah, pretty much just a visual that allows people to understand what you see as an artist and to kind of like show lots of colour or have like flowers. For this record, I feel like I wasn't going to bring the flower element into this record, but I almost couldn't help it because I'm still really drawn to the colours, really drawn to the shapes and textures, and inevitably I had to continue loving flowers because my dad's a horticulturalist and it's in my blood and in my bones. So that was something that I really loved leaning into again. I just couldn't help it. So with the big flower dress on the front cover, it was like, this has to be the front cover. And it was so colourful, so it made so much sense with Mercurial. When we were writing on Mercurial, I think each song had its own unique way and beginning. Sometimes a song would start with a simple beat, or even a lot of the songs actually started from scratch from like just an acoustic guitar or piano, like a ballad. And then some of them we kind of started with a lyric idea. So it kind of changed for all the songs on the album. It was very interesting how some songs came about. But yeah, I also really love that. It's a bit of a surprise sometimes working on songs. You never know what you're going to get or where it's going to go. Sometimes we'll start with even a simple chord progression and that will actually conjure up an emotion to allow us to then write the song about that feeling or emotional story. I love that question. Oh, well, I feel like there's a song on the record named Lethal, which is just super upbeat. It's like got all the energy. It's quite aggressive as well. I think that song is like, it just makes you feel like you're running 100 miles an hour and you're like, don't know where you're going. There's any destination. It's just like so much fun. A lot of my friends actually really love that song, which I think is really cool. It's got that real 80s vibe. I think another one is definitely Heart Still Works. That one also has that 80s like really beautiful high-pitched synth sound, and it's quite beautiful as well. It's like not super upbeat, but it makes you feel euphoric and like you're spinning around in like a gorgeous glittery dress or something. And then one last one. There's just so many. Wherever We Go. a song called Wherever We Go, which is just like, as soon as I start playing it, it just makes me feel good. And it's kind of about like, the song is pretty much just about enjoying life in the moment, trying to be present, which I think a lot of people would like to relate to, and a lot of people do relate to, trying to live in the moment when things are crazy. So hopefully those three would be a really good pick. There's a lyric that I normally wouldn't curse too much on songs unless I felt like it was completely necessary. So there's a song called Feel Better, which is pretty much about kind of being in a tough place and wanting to do, or, you know, doing whatever you can to feel better, whether it's good or bad, feeling the chaos, feeling angry, making mistakes, anything you want. There's a lyric that goes, I hate it, I love it, I'm in it, so fuck it. It's kind of just going like, well, this is what I'm doing right now, and it's hopefully going to make me feel better. Maybe it won't, who knows, but I'm going to accept whatever it is that I'm feeling. I'm so excited to be going on tour. It's been a long time since doing a headline tour, so this one is really special, and it's an album tour, so it's like, it's going to be incredibly colourful. I've got my band. We've created a show that's like full of energy, full of life, lots of dancing, lots of upbeat moments, and then lots of, I guess the show I could say is very Mercurial. It's very all over the place. It's kind of messy. It's kind of like there's all these multiple emotions happening. So I think something that I'm really looking forward to is seeing the audience and seeing the reaction, seeing if they know the words or just feeling the music. I think it's just going to be so much fun. The live music element of music is so important. I think it's a way of expressing, it's a way of relating to the audience and seeing how they feel, and also making them feel things. Like, we as artists vibe off the audience and the audience vibes off us. So it's like this, in this room, there's this really magical kind of, it's a beautiful feeling. We're all just, it's almost like we're all touching, but we're not. Like, it's just a really, really magical feeling. My biggest musical influences definitely have to be Joni Mitchell, Harry Styles. I am obsessed with Harry Styles. I know I'm not the only one. And FKA Twigs. Oh God, I'm going to say it again, Harry Styles. In the last couple years is, I think it's Norman fucking Rockwell by Lana Del Rey. Oh man, that is a phenomenal question. I feel like it'd be really cool to... Oh, hell, that's a really good question. I'm trying to think of like films at the moment. Oh God, I just keep thinking about Harry Potter because I'm watching Harry Potter. I just feel like music for Harry Potter would just... it'd be pretty creative. So maybe let's just go with that. It just came into my head because I've been watching it a lot. I'm like, how is that working? I just have to... I don't know how that will work. Well, it really depends. Sometimes I'm thinking about, I normally like to be in the moment, so normally I'm thinking about the feeling of the performance. I kind of sometimes don't think, it just happens. But there have been some occasions where I'm a little bit hungry. I'm thinking about what dinner is after, or sometimes I see someone yawn and I go, oh fuck, don't yawn. So I think there's like sometimes multiple things that I'm thinking, but most of the time I'm just like in the moment and connecting with the audience. Miley Cyrus, for sure. She's cool. I love Miley. The first song I really loved to sing was definitely Get Out by JoJo. Get out right now. I just loved it. And I think JoJo really helped me get my vocal chops. I really tried to get all of the runs perfectly. I was very young, but I really, really tried. I think the first proper concert I went to was Pink. And she was like, she blew my mind. My sister and I and my mum were there, and we were just going, whoa, she's like swinging from the roof, and this is sick. So one day I really hope I can swing from the roof too. I would have said Harry Styles, but I wasn't there. I was watching on the TV at Coachella. I felt like I was there. But I think the best concert I've been to would definitely have to be Beyonce. I went there with my best friend, and we were just like, we're both big fans, but when she emerged from the floor in that white dress, we were just like, we both started panicking and crying. We were like, what's happening to us? Now we get what it feels like to be like diehard fans. Well, it'd be cool to be a Backstreet Boy because then you'd be a Backstreet Girl. But I think Spice Girls all the way. All the way. Look. Oh, I thought I was wearing my leopard print one today. I had a leopard print outfit on this today. Anyway, I'm still a Spice Girl. Oh, I don't know. Fancy Spice? I'm not even fancy. Glamorous or Fergalicious. Fergie songs all the way. I think one of the most standout performances, or just like shows that I just really, really loved and adored, was playing the Enmore Theatre on the Lady Powers run. I had all my girlfriends in the music industry and also girlfriends out of the music industry come on stage for Lady Powers, and it was just like the best thing. They're all holding roses and just dancing their hearts out, so that was really special. Well, I guess there's a few of my friends in my crew listen to a bit of like drum and bass, and it's like, I don't know why, there's something about it that just like hits different. Maybe it's just because I'm like with them when they're listening to it. There's this one called Skeng, and it's like really dark, but it is like such a vibe. It's very cool. So I guess a bit of drum and bass. Well, I feel like Dua Lipa's had a really big impact in terms of like recreating that really upbeat 80s vibe. And I think a lot of artists nowadays are tapping into that, which I love so much. I would like to tell myself to continue to look after myself. I think mental health and health in general is really important, but also just keep enjoying it, keep enjoying the ride and stay present. I think the moment I knew I wanted to be a musician was when I started writing songs. I was a big fan of Taylor Swift's early albums, and it kind of pushed me into writing my own songs. And then from listening to her, I went onto YouTube. I spent hours learning the guitar, and I started listening to Joni Mitchell, all of those kinds of artists. And I was like, I think I could do this. So I wrote my first song, and I was like, I kind of want to do this now.